Hello everyone and welcome along to Chargers TV here from Swisher Hoops Academy. Ron Riggs, Justin Bryan alongside you here. Of course, Pink Round JB conclude over the weekend and welcome to you.
Yes, no, it did conclude over the weekend. Hello everyone. Unfortunately not a successful round of basketball for you McKay Hobart Chargers as the Super Cats rolled into town, in fact rolled into the state and had a pretty good weekend themselves, Ronnie. But as you mentioned, right across the league, across the entirety of the NBL 1 was Pink Round, raising money and awareness for Breast Cancer Network Australia. So a good cause overall. Of course, unfortunately not able to get the result, but no, good to see plenty of people out and about and supporting, you know, a great cause, as it is every year running in the league.
Absolutely, JB. Let's dive into the results for you now. And of course, in the women's game, well, we nearly had the miracle from 34th Street to a degree in what was a 2016 third quarter run by McKay Hobart Chargers women's side. After trailing by as many as 21 at one stage, they nearly stole the win. But unfortunately, Geelong able to hold poise and win it by 8. 81-73 scoreline. Paige Bradley with 14 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and also throwing 3 steals in there as well too. Sarah O'Neill with 15 points and 4 rebounds. Kayla Steinel had a pretty good game, 19 points and 10 rebounds and 3 assists. Meanwhile, for the visitors in Geelong, it was Chantel Hobart with 17 points and 13 rebounds. And Scoble had 15 and 10. That's in points and rebounds, folks. And Eve Brasilis, who was our player of the game, 22 points, 4 rebounds there. JB will give you the numbers here, and you can dissect what happened on Friday night.
Yeah, really interesting game underway there, Ronnie. Of course, it was that early first quarter ultimately that really killed the Chargers. 30-12. That is a massive quarter there. Of course, margin 18 at quarter time. Margin was as much as 21 at one stage. Of course, the girls pegged it back a little bit there. 16-17 in the second quarter. As we mentioned, though, won the second half, 26-16 and then 19-18. But spent most of their petrol tickets just trying to get back into the game, Ronnie. Of course, a momentary 1-point lead there before Geelong just able to settle, able to get things back onto their favour. Of course, a few key numbers there. Of course, plus 16 in the rebounds there to Geelong, and pivotal as well, plus 6 on the offensive boards as well. So really key for them. They were getting those second chance points. Field goal percentage certainly in the favour of the Super Cats there by around 9%, 45-36. Of course, Kayla Steindl probably had her slowest start to a game throughout the season. Ronnie wasn't able to really get into it till the third quarter, and once she was able to get into it, there's no doubt about it. She was fit and firing. Of course, Paige Bradley chipping in there as well. Ange Vinceleu, who's still playing well too, 14 points, 4 assists there. She was actually the pick of all players in the field goal department there, 6 of 12. But it was the other side there for Geelong. Of course, 49 rebounds, 45% from the field, and overall 13 offensive rebounds. When you look at a game like that, Ronnie, I mean, turnovers are neither here nor there. Hobart actually won the turnover battle. But those 6 extra offensive rebounds in a game that's plus 8 can be a real big difference there. Of course, as we mentioned there, our player of the game, certainly Eve Brasilis with her 22 points. But Angie Scoble, I don't think really got the credit she deserved on the night, Ronnie. We spoke about it.
Absolutely.
Didn't get her scoring numbers up to the end to really try and ice the game, but she was all over that floor, really dominating things there for Geelong. They had a really hot crack, as we mentioned. Foul trouble as well playing in for both sides. Tofe Ono and Steindl both eventually fouling out of that contest there. But a really good game, really competitive. Good to see the girls get back in and show a bit of fight and a bit of spirit. I just feel that they needed that 1-point lead with about 30 seconds to go, not with 6:30 remaining in the fourth. Unlucky for them, weren't able to get the job done, but a full credit to Geelong, who really showed their poise and I think really showed why they're going to be one of the teams to beat in the South.
Absolutely, JB. And, of course, you can check out the post-game interview on our YouTube page as well, too. We'll get that up during the week. I haven't had a chance to actually cut that up. We talked to Eve Brasilis after the game, so we'll make sure we get that up, and hopefully by the time this goes to air, that interview will be up online.
We're looking to get show up Friday, of course, with the away games, Ronnie, looking to span things out. So show should be out Friday, so no doubt we'll have media and press galore throughout the week.
Absolutely. All right, let's dive into the men's results for you now. And, well, Geelong here had a pretty good their second and third quarter were pretty good, and then able to hold on strong towards the end. That did the damage because it was a 15-point margin in the end to the Geelong United team, 79-64, defeating the Hobart Chargers men's side. Let's go through some of the top scorers here. Sam McDaniel with 23 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. Jacob Richards with 13 points, 4 rebounds. And Jared Bairstow, 13 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists as well too. Meanwhile, for the Geelong Supercats, as I had that upside down, here we go. Nick Valeska with 15 points and 2 assists. George Blagajubic had 20 points and 18 rebounds.
Massive game, Ronnie. Huge game.
A big game. But Gabe Hatley was the showstopper in this one. 22 points, 5 assists, killed Hobart from deep, and that pretty much told you the story along with that stacked Geelong team, JB.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course, that first quarter, Ronnie, Hobart got out to a really nice start. He was there 21-13. And I think the real concern early, Ronnie, was the fact that the Geelong boys weren't firing. The firepower was going to come, and boy, it was just like a tidal wave. As you mentioned there, we had Nick Velasquez, Gabe Hadley, George Blagojevic, but of course, DeMarcus Gatlin also on this team, Ronnie.
Yes.
If you've got DeMarcus Gatlin running as your third, fourth option, he's still putting 14 on the board, still playing a really nice game. You are always going to be in a spot of bother. Of course, we talked about Blagojevic there. Had an ankle concern early on in the game, and there was a bit of a worry, I think, Ronnie. You know, weren't really sure how he was going to play. Hadn't had too much of an impact early on. Had that left ankle injury. Didn't know where things were going to go. All of a sudden, he came out 5 of 13 from deep. He was 8 of 20 overall from the field, but 20 and 18. And that was a really big, tall Geelong lineup, Ronnie. And I mean, when DeMarcus Gatlin at 6'4" looks small on the court, you know you're dealing with a lot of size there for the opposition. Of course, with the Chargers, Sam McDaniel continuing to be Sam McDaniel. Jared Bairstow trying to chip in. Of course, Jacob Richards, you know, playing his usual minutes. Of course, the tough part at the moment as well, though, Ollie Angerstein still out. No timetable for return on that one at the stage. Devon Watson out with what I believe to be was a hamstring concern. Geordie Hargrave still out with the Achilles tear management. And Brooklyn Bruton still with a bit of a back injury as well, so he was out of the rotation. But it was good to see some of our young guys getting in it.
Yes, absolutely.
Phoenix Roby, Harry Griffiths, Will Ferguson, of course, Jordan Walker getting his first points at the level as well. So congratulations to all of those boys. But you just look at the Geelong run and the way they had. I mean, they outworked in the defensive department at least 12 steals to 4. I mean, it was, as far as steals and blocks combined in the stock department there, it was 4 and 5 for Hobart for a total of 9. It was 12 and 1 Geelong, a total of 13. Ball movement as well, reasonably key on that one there. Board's pretty manageable, but then you look on the other side of it. When you're out-rebounded +6, really not ideal, and the turnover department as well. A few more turnovers, a little effort, or lower effort, I should say, on the offensive glass there for Hobart, just not able to compete. But, you know, full credit there as well to some of our younger boys there, getting in, getting minutes, having a bit of fun. Of course, always a nice, fiery and competitive game against Geelong, as we saw that towards the end of the game, of course. But no, Geelong, again, another side though, Ronnie. They're a real standard bearer in the league. They're going to be a top 6 team themselves.
Yes.
Hobart not able to get that, you know, right to where they want to be. But for Geelong, all of a sudden, they've left the round 2-0 on the road. They're above 500. They're starting to roll as well. So a lot of pieces still falling into place in the first half of this NBL 1 South season.
Absolutely, JB. But that halfway mark is coming around quicker than we
very
think as
quick.
well too. Now, we caught up with Gabe Hatley after the game. And again, we'll have that interview up on our YouTube page very soon indeed. All right, let's preview the road trip coming up now. They are off to Keilor and Kilsyth. Now, this is going to be a tough road trip, JB.
For both sides.
Both sides. Both Keilor and Kilsyth in form here. I don't have the stats tonight because we're trying to just condense this show this week, time-wise.
We generally, when we have a double header, manage to blow the thing out.
Yeah,
so. but no,
absolutely. Go for it, JB.
You speak about that in the men's and women's competition there, Ronnie. I know in the men's comp, Hobart, you know, probably have that advantage at the moment on both sides, but Keilor and Kilsyth both snapping at their heels again. Everyone right now pretty much from that 4-5 position right down again to 11-12. Still a genuine chance of trying to stay above 500, trying to stay in the postseason. It's going to be really competitive. And again, in the women's comp, while, you know, all three teams, Hobart, Keilor and Kilsyth, haven't necessarily been lighting the league on fire, so to speak. They have at times been playing above their record. And again, they're all in that same realm. So for Keilor and for Kilsyth, it's going to be key for them trying to protect home court, trying to look after their current situation now, of course, in the women's division for all teams, trying to boost their record and get back towards 500. In the men's, you know, this could be a make-or-break road trip in a sense for the Chargers here. You wanted to go 3 games above 500 or be in that 2/3 mark through 9 games. Haven't been able to do that now. 2 very gettable games on the road, but no reason it can't end up being a split. Or potentially, if they're caught off an off night, no reason it can't be an 0-2 trip either. I think both sides are going to want to be getting out of this 2-0 on the road. I wouldn't be shocked to see it 1-1. They would be very disappointed if it was 0-2. I think the pass mark at a minimum is going to be 1-1. But I think both coaches and both sides would have to be going in. And of course, at the end, we'll roll with Anthony Stewart and Dwayne Davey, who faced press during the week. I would have to think, Ronnie, both sides looking to go 2-0, minimum 1-1, trying to keep as much of their season alive as they legitimately go into essentially the halfway point of the season. So I don't know what's going to happen. As I said, both sides should be looking at 2-0. The way everyone's playing, it could be 0-2. I think a safe spot's 1-1.
Absolutely. You can catch all the games live by the NBL One website or the NBL One app. Now, I believe it's Saturday night in Keilor. It's going to be 6 o'clock and 8 o'clock. The graphics are on the screen.
Correctamundo.
As per usual. And then Kilsyth on the Sunday, which will be 12 and 2 respectively. So you can keep up to date with all the goings on here at the Mackay Timber Hobart Chargers through our social media because, as always, JB, we seem to be pumping things out.
Flat stick.
Left, right, centre. You can give us a like on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. You can give us a follow on Instagram. And you can subscribe to the YouTube channel as well too. So don't forget to keep up to date with all the goings on here at the Mackay Timber Hobart Chargers. Now, before we wrap up...
You've got two things this week to mention,
Yes, we've
Ryan.
got two. Yes, we do, JB. I'm going to shoot. Let's go with the shoot-a-thon first off before I dive into National Volunteers Week. So the shoot-a-thon is this Saturday night here at Swisher Hoops Academy, where we always record Chargers TV. It's from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. There's going to be a live band later in the day. There's going to be a licensed bar. I believe JB is doing some bartending as well too.
Yes, which might shock a lot of people that I'll actually be behind the bar for once.
Yes, for once. And there'll be a lot of action on the court as well too. Everyone's shooting for hoops. Of course, all money raised goes to the Ronald McDonald House, which is a fantastic charity and a fantastic cause. JB, any further information?
Yeah, just a little bit here, of course. A shout out to Simon Hall. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get to this one on game day, but Simon has sent me through some information, so I'm just going to overlay with the graphic here these words. And this is from Simon Hall as part of the Rise Above the Rim and the Glenorchy Revellers there. Rise Above the Rim Shoot-a-thon is organised and facilitated by the Rise Above the Rim Leadership Program at Glenorchy Basketball Association. This is a free program offered to 30 kids each season where they learn the importance of volunteering as well as being put through many courses, including coaching, refereeing, drug and mental health awareness programs. Shoot-a-thon was created in 2020 as a way to give back to our major GBA sponsor, McDonald's Kingston, Sandy Bay and Cat and Fiddle Arcade, to teach our participants the importance of volunteering and fundraising for a charity in Ronald McDonald House. At the first two events, we have raised $112,500 and are currently sitting at over $25,000 for the 2023 event with only a few days to go until we start, and every cent goes to the Ronald McDonald House charity. Shoot-a-thon works on a one shot per dollar raised basis, so $100 raised gets 100 shots. Raised $3,300 like the sharpest man we know, Tommy Sharp.
Yes, absolutely.
Did year one and shoot for 3 hours non-stop. Go to riseabovetherim.com.au and click on the link to the fundraising page to register, create a team of your club or school or teammates, family or friends, and share your online profile from the fundraising page out onto your social media and raise as much money as you can. When registering online, you can choose your preferred time slot to come in and shoot anywhere between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. this Saturday, May 20, so you are not committed to being there all day unless you want to. There'll be activities, as Ronnie mentioned, all day for all ages. Free courts for pickup games, 3x3 competitions, dunk competition, kids activity area from midday with an indoor jumping castle and activity centre. I tell you what, Ronnie, we might stop in on that one too.
Yes, we might do.
Face painting, balloon animals, and even Ronald McDonald House selfie and TikTok zone. For the adults, as you mentioned, Ronnie, a bar from 4 p.m, the Badley Leadham Shieldham Women's Shield game at 5 p.m. Revellers Life membership presentation to club legend Lisa Baker at 6 p.m. The men's Badley Leadham Shield game at 6:30, and the band from Revervision.
Yes.
Reversion, I think it is. Reversion, apologies there.
Yeah.
Starting at 7 p.m. and finishing at 7:30 p.m. and finishing at 10:30. A lot of work going into this one, a lot going on, Ronnie. And it kind of leads into our next bit here. A lot of it wouldn't be done without the countless hours of volunteer work from everyone involved. Absolutely.
This is one close to my heart. This is, of course, it's National Volunteer Week. On behalf of the board and everyone here at the Mackay Timber Hobart Chargers, a shout out to our volunteers. We thank you for your work, your dedication, and
tireless effort and energy.
Absolutely. And we have a new crop of volunteers that are helping out this year before the game, setting up the whole arena, which then looks like an actual basketball stadium. They put in a lot of hard yards, and these are between young to middle age.
Absolutely. We got primary school kids right through to the parents of these kids, everything.
Absolutely. And then to the people that pack down as well too, which is a very quick task that happens right when we're doing post-game interviews live on our live stream.
Food runners, ladies on the door, score table, you name it.
Absolutely. And of course then there's our Chargers TV crew here, of course. My little thanks to JB to Sam and Rod. They do a fantastic job. A quick shout out to Peter Roby as well too, who stepped in last minute to take some photos for us last week.
Yeah, greatly appreciated on that one, Pete.
Very, very much appreciated. We have a very good board that work hard behind the scenes. I know not a lot is publicised about what happens behind closed doors, but what these guys do behind the scenes
to get the club up every day, every week.
Yeah, to Brett, Corey, Matt, John,
Andrew,
Holly, yeah, all those people. You know, you do a fantastic job for our club, and we can't be any more grateful and thankful enough for your help, let alone us doing all this little part here, which we just get out to the masses every week. National Volunteer Week is nationwide. Unfortunately, I don't have some stats of my own.
The graphic will be on screen.
But it will be on the screen there. So make sure you thank your volunteers, whatever organisation you're with, to the general Tasmanian basketball community. Thank you to every volunteer that helps around this state. You are the lifeblood of this sport, and without you, we wouldn't exist.
Coaches, managers, venue managers, score table, referees.
Yep. Absolutely, you name it. Just about everyone that's involved doing the hard yards. We can't thank you enough. So great to have National Volunteers Week happening this week as well too, which this sets up a really big week of basketball here, JB. Plenty happening. Of course, there's still the members taking exclusive access, of course, to their members' hours.
Yeah, the crew is still in here. Pretty consistent crew as well. And in about 5 or 10 minutes' time, it'll be lights out on those guys, and we'll be getting ready to jet off for a bit of dinner, I think, and then time to catch some shadow, Ronnie.
Absolutely, yes. Quite late at night when we do these recordings, but worth it in the end, because that's when we're only available.
Absolutely.
Really. It is a very busy week from there on in. Keep your eye out on our socials for links to the live stream. That's official live streams, by the way, as well too. Don't click on any other live.
Don't click on the comments. We will always post. And again, apologies on the delay for post during game night the other night. But no, you will have official links posted by the club in an official post. Don't click on the comments. Click on the post.
Absolutely. That'll pretty much wrap us up here for another edition of Chargers TV from Swisher Hoops Academy. We'll be back next week to wrap up the road trip and preview the home game coming up against Eltham, which will be a big one indeed. On behalf of Justin Bryan, I'm Roll Riggs. We will see you next week on Chargers TV.
Yeah, it's always tough going on the road and the short breaks between games, but we're really setting ourselves to go away and get 2 wins this weekend. So if we're serious about having a crack at making the finals, these are 2 games that we really need to win. 2 teams that are sitting around us on the ladder, if we play the style of basketball that we've been playing over the last month, we should be in good shape. But it's about, as I said before, doing that consistently and applying the effort and application, I suppose, over the 4 quarters. And if we can do that, we're confident we can win both games.
Yeah, so Kilsyth's probably similar to us. Kilsyth are really struggling at the moment. They had a good start to the season, but they're on a 2-3 game losing streak. So knowing them, who played in the final, similar team to last year, they're going to want to bounce back and start stringing some wins together. That loss certainly hurt us, but we want to get back on the win column as well. So Saturday night against Keilor, we need to try and come out and take care of that. But it's a big ask for such a young team. I think the average age on the bench this weekend's 18. So again, we've done it at the start of the season. We'll just hopefully try and maintain it.
Of course, it would not be possible without our great sponsors across the league, the club, and of course, the Hobart Sport and Netball Centre. On behalf of the NBL One, we'd like to thank Coles Express, Zero Relief, Ronnie's favourite car brand, Mitsubishi.
Absolutely. What a car it is, JB.
Everyone's favourite shoe store, Foot Locker. On behalf of the Hobart Chargers, we'd like to thank McKay Timber, Skybus, Swisher Hoops Academy, Bennett's Mood Food, THA, Core Staff Marsh, AD Waterco, SS Glass and Glazing, Kinetic and Callis Hospitality. We'd like to thank again and appreciate our basketball partnerships with Basketball Tasmania and the Tasmanian Jack Jumpers, our media partnerships with the Mercury, 7HO and SEM. We'd also like to thank our player sponsors, Hank Petrusma, EIS Property, Bulk Nutrients, Campbelltown Hotel, Foot Systems, Exercise and Sports Podiatry, Josh Willie, MLC, More Confidence Consulting, Taz Precision Contracting, Pars Heat Pump Centre, D'Angelo's Restaurant and DS Projects. And of course, on behalf of the Hobart Netball and Sports Centre, we'd like to thank Zambrero and Schweppes Asahi Beverages